Tremble in fear, foul beast. Tremble as you witnessed a burning figure wielding a pair of pistols in its arms, slowly approaching you in an anticipation of the upcoming bloodshed. This dual-wield pistol, Fire Elemental type Purifier, utilizes Fire Strike with its modificators, as well as weapon pool skills from Inquisitor skill tree. Despite being a range type of character, for the majority of time he is not going to be afraid of fighting his adversaries face to face. To make sure that his task is going to be finished, Purifier will use his greatest offensive, defensive, and debuffing tools, paired up with massive lifesteal and attack speed that will wreak havoc on everything that stands in his way. Watch closely, as you are about to witness what makes this build such a terrifying threat to deal with. We will start this rundown with our skill tree. Starting things up with Demolitionist. We utilize Flame Touch Aura and its modification Temper for a boost to our profile damage and a small boost to our defensive ability. Blast Shield will provide us with extra resistances and damage absorption. Flashbang as the second most usable skill to reduce incoming damage from enemies by lowering their hit chance, applying confusion, and reducing defensive ability. Vindictive Flame Aura and its modifier to give us a little bit of total speed, life regeneration per second, lifesteal, firepower, and chance to crowd control enemies. Thermite Mine will do damage per second and serve as a Type 2 resistant reduction tool. Moving on to Inquisitor. Word of Renewal has a healing 30-second duration buff that gives Purifier movement speed, offense, defense, as well as reduction on some crowd control effects. Deadly Aim boosts our character's combat potential by increasing our offense in 3 different ways. Inquisitor Seal plus Arcane Improvement being our third most usable skill in this build. It gives us everything that we need, starting from damage absorption, extra resistances, all the way up to 30% damage versus 4 types of enemies. Lastly, Aura of Censure as an ultimate ability that will reduce our enemies' resistances and cut their combat effectiveness. Devotions that we are going to use for this build. Secondary devotions are Viper, Hawk, Raven, Harvestman Sight. Now let's move on to our primary devotions. Survivability is provided by a huge amount of lifesteal that we get from Bat, Ghoul, Revenant, as well as Hydra. Resistant reduction Type 1 and Type 2 are provided by Revenant, Soil Witchblade. Profile damage boosts are acquired from Olzoin Torch, as well as Hydra. As a core for this build, we would want to use 3 parts from Bonemonger set, such as helmet, chest, shoulders. Helmet with Prismatic Diamond and Bismill's Veil Touch. Chest with Sanctified Bone and Venom Guard Powder. Shoulders with Sanctified Plating and Bismill's Veil Touch. This way we can get all the bonuses that we need, such as Summon Limit plus Reduced cooldown on Inquisitor Seal, Elemental Damage, Attack Speed, Physical Resistance as a bonus for 2 and 3 part set completion. Pluses for skills that are going to be used, heavy boost to our elemental damage. Next couple of core items are 2 Devil Tongue pistols. We use here Seal of Void and Dreek's Foresight. There are several different reasons why we choose them as our main weapon. First, massive boost to our primary damage type. Second, more than 40% attack speed, absolute beast for auto-attacking class on weapon pool skills. A lot of extra skill points to those abilities that we are going to be using. Next are mythical leg plates of valor, with scaled hide plus Venom Guard powder, to provide us with extra defense. Mythical Final March with Ugdenbok leather plus Kingsguard powder, for the same purpose. Mythical Scales of Baronat, with Ugdenbok leather plus Kingsguard powder for elemental damage and pluses to skills. Mythical Rune-signed handguards, with Spellscorch plating and Piecemeal Veil Touch. Gives us a little bit of both offense and defense. Runefather's Gem, with Seal of Annihilation and Arcane Heart Powder, as a way to increase elemental resistance cap, fire attack. Plus, it gives us a whole lot of extra skill points. Mythical Combustion Band and Mythical Light Soaked, with Bloodied Crystal and Arcane Heart Powder, are going to make sure that we not only receive huge boost to our profile type of attack, but also on auto attacks we will have a chance to proc type 2 resistance reduction as well as reduction of offensive ability. Mythical Blood Sigil of Catan is used purely as an offense stat stick for our main damage type. Rune of Displacement in it serves as a mobility tool. Bane Relic increases elemental portion of our attacks and gives us 5% more lifesteal. Stat-wise, we put 107 points into Physique. If you wanna take a look at a more detailed picture of this build, I will put a Grim Tools link in the video description. General gameplay and tips. Utilize your ranged weapons in your advantage and cut down as many foes as you can before they approach you. It might seem odd, but despite playing as a ranged archetype of a character, you absolutely have to get familiar with how to play a close combat game. This build's offense and defense goes up significantly when you stand in one place while auto-attacking. To support this playstyle, you have your second and third core active skills, such as Inquisitor Seal, as well as Flashbang. They act as a solid damage, defense, survivability boost. Know your enemy's strengths and weaknesses, be ready to hold your ground, but at the same time, know when to change your position. Grim Dawn is not the kind of game where you can face tank every encounter. It has several different ways to obliterate your character out of this world. Debuffs, one-shots, standing in way too much damage over time pools, fighting too many enemies at the same time, feeling too cocky, being unlucky with randomness in the infamous Shattered Realm boss rooms, etc. Before initiating a tough fight, place at least 2 seals beneath your foot and 3 termite mines. Throw a flashbang in the enemy group and start shooting them with a fire strike. Timing is vital. Recast your Inquisitor Seal and Flashbang every once in 4 seconds. Word of Renewal must be up 100% of the time. If enemy pack has Arcane Elite in there, he is going to be your #1 priority. Master the technique of understanding when to reposition or to stand and fight. The rest is up to you. Now it's time to move on from theory to practice.